hopefully they play in the preseason and we know they're actually going to play.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we start in? Let's start with midfield and let's start with United because we obviously talked about it with Shaw a little bit. You've got Bruno and Rashford in there. Obviously, my concern with United at the start of the season is those 2 away games. I suppose having double attacking, you're not like what I suppose. What's the reason? You don't think that's a bad thing? Okay.
No, United seem to like the counter attack, and Rashford on the counter attack is a good thing, especially against Spurs. I think they'll be vulnerable. So even Arsenal on the counter attack could be worth a few points, and Rashford likes those sort of games. So he's off his best ever fantasy season, 17 goals, 7 assists. He's still not signed a striker for Rashford. Martial probably should be sold.
I don't think he will be now.
Can't stay fit. So, I don't know, is Martial going to get another season of starts? I mean, I hope not. But so possibly a false 9 potential again for Rashford out of position. But I don't know, maybe he looked better coming in from the left. I think he probably did. So false 9 possibly might be worse for him. Not sure. What do you think about that?
I kind of feel, well, I suppose it very much depends on who they sign still. But looking at what he did last season, again, sort of, it doesn't look like much has changed from the striker position. I imagine if they don't get or don't sign someone, they'll go into the market again and try and loan a striker. I mean, Martial was barely there last season, and Rashford still had a great season. I kind of feel like Rashford's appeal is heightened by Mount, and I feel like it's going to be that United will be more creative in the final third. He'll probably get more chances. So to be honest, I don't dislike you double United. I just think it's nice and ballsy, because I don't think many people will go double United attack for the first couple of fixtures. And I had to look back at, I mean, talking about Rashford specifically, typically in the 4 opening games they've got, so Wolves, Tottenham away, Nottingham Forest at home, Arsenal away, he returned 3 goals, 2 assists in those corresponding fixtures. The only game he blanked in was that Wolves home game. So I think it shows that he was a bit fixture proof. I mean, Rashford was so good last season. He had the highest non-pen XGI of all the midfielders last season, so higher than Salah. He had 19 there, Salah's just 17, and he played 400 fewer minutes than Salah. So I had a look at that. So let's take into account that let's just guess that Rashford would be quite similar. So if he played 400 minutes fewer, that's roughly 4 games. So he would have needed to score an average of 6 points in those 4 games to match Salah's overall points. And his average points per game last season in the games he did start were 5.9, so 0.1 off. So I feel like, a bit like Saka, I feel like Rashford, if he's in last season's form, I feel like he's just massively underpriced and pretty much negates like the price difference to Salah, really. I mean, neither of us have got Salah, and I guess it's for that reason.
Yeah, 3.5 million cheaper. Second most shots of all mids last year. But his KP and big chances created were quite low compared to Salah's, like 30 and 5 compared to Salah's 65 and 15. So that's quite a big difference. But 3.5 million difference. But his 35 big chances was way ahead of all the other mid/high price mids of like around the 9 million price. The closest was like 19. So he's obviously getting in the positions of being sort of out of position and, you know, getting free room, I guess, of just being able to do what he wants. And he's getting the chances from created from Bruno and other players. So the problem with him is like when the season stops, is his form just going to come straight back in?
Yeah.
Like I never really know with him. I feel like he's an absolute risk. He's almost like a Sterling-esque risk of just like what Rashford's going to turn up. Like I really just don't know.
With Salah, he's reliable, don't you? He's like season on season, he's playing the same position. He's on pens. He's selfish, and he's going to get chances. Where you're right, Rashford and Salah could pretty much have like 7.5 games for the whole season, whereas Rashford can go between having like a 5 out of 10 game to like a 9 out of 10 game.
Yeah, but I feel like those fixtures are good for him.
Yeah.
The Wolves at home, there's potential obviously, and then the 2 away games, I think there's potential as well, because people are going to overlook him because they think it's away against good opponents, but that's a good fixture for him. So not worried. But yeah, Bruno wise, I've